The rain came sideways that night, hammering the cracked windshield as the black Chevy rolled down Hollow Road, a forgotten stretch of Kansas highway that didn't appear on most maps anymore. Jake Mercer tightened his grip on the steering wheel. "You sure this is the place?" he asked. Sam flipped through the old police reports lit by the dashboard glow. 5 missing in 2 months. Last one sent a text at 11:47 p.m. "I saw her." Then nothing. Locals called it the Whisper Mile. Drivers who passed through after midnight heard voices through their radios. A woman begging for help. Most never reached the other side. They stopped near an old wooden bridge. Beyond it, the road disappeared into mist. Jake turned off the engine. For a moment, all was silent except the creak of the bridge under the rain. Then, from the static of the car radio, came a faint, trembling voice. "Please, don't leave me here." Sam froze. "That's her." Jake leaned closer to the radio. "Who are you?" The voice whispered, clearer now. "They drowned me. They left me in the flood." The headlights flickered. Then the radio went dead. They stepped out into the storm, flashlights cutting through fog. Under the bridge, water surged dark and fast, but something gleamed, a silver locket wedged in the mud. Sam picked it up and pried it open. Inside, a picture of a young woman and a date, 1929. "The Great Flood," Jake muttered. The whole town downriver was destroyed. They followed the muddy trail to an abandoned church barely standing on its foundation. The doors creaked open with a sound like a scream. Inside, pews were overturned, the air heavy with mildew and rot. At the altar, carved into the wood, were the words, "She waits below." The EMF reader buzzed violently. Jake whispered, "She's here." Then, bang! The doors slammed shut. The candles along the aisle burst into pale blue flame. Out of the dark came the echo of dripping water and sobbing. The temperature plummeted. Their breath fogged in front of them. Jake aimed his flashlight and froze. A woman in a drenched 1920s dress stood at the altar, hair clinging to her face, eyes black as oil. Her voice was wet, distorted, as if she was speaking from underwater. "They promised I'd be safe, but they buried me here." She stepped closer, every step leaving puddles that hissed against the wood. Jake raised his salt round, but she lifted a hand, and the flashlight exploded. Darkness swallowed them whole. "Sam!" Jake shouted, reaching through the dark. A cold hand clamped onto his wrist. He was yanked down. The floor split open, water surging upward. He gasped for breath as ghostly arms reached from below the surface, pulling, dragging him under. Sam dove in, grasping his brother's coat. "Let him go!" he roared, throwing a flask of holy water. The liquid hissed, and the ghost screamed, the sound shaking the walls. The flood receded. Jake coughed, soaked, staring at the altar. On it lay the open locket, glowing faintly. Sam examined it. "She's tied to this." "Maybe they drowned her with it," Jake nodded grimly. "Then we burn it." They carried it outside, setting it atop a pile of driftwood beneath the bridge. The storm had calmed, eerily still. Jake lit the match. The flame caught, curling orange against the night. For a moment, silence. Then from the wind came a whisper. "Thank you." A gust blew through. The fire roared bright blue. And the locket melted to ash. Jake exhaled. "It's over." But as they turned back toward the car, Sam's radio buzzed again, static. Then the same voice, distant, trembling. "They buried more than me." Both men froze. The headlights flickered. The ground beneath the bridge rumbled, like something stirring deep below. And in the distance, down the road swallowed by fog, Dozens of faint silhouettes began to appear, walking toward them, dripping, silent. Jake whispered, "We're not done yet." The Impala roared to life, headlights cutting through mist as they sped away, chased by the whispers of Hollow Road.